These 3 years I've been in business have been the most extraordinary 3 years of my life. Getting up in the morning and skipping into my office because I had business development to do that day. I've never skipped to go and do business development. I've never enjoyed my job as much as I have. And it's recruitment. Recruitment is not an enjoyable job. It's quite a stressful job. You ask anyone in recruitment. But I don't think it's the recruitment that's making me enjoy it. It's the fact that I am doing what I want to do is the bit that I'm enjoying the most. But there is a couple of learns I've learned in the last 3 years that I can definitely give you right now. And I think hopefully some of you will take something from this, because I really want to give this out to people and see what you think. Let me know what you think with these couple of learns. The reason I went out there to start this business was because I had a why in mind that had been cultivated over years of working in recruitment. Because at the time, I was 10 years in recruitment. So if you can imagine 10 years in any sector, you've learned something, you've understood something, and you could probably pick the holes in that sector and what the problems are and where it's all going wrong. When you go and work for other companies and you start listening to their mantra and you start listening to what their why is, why are they in business for, you start realizing it's not a real why. It's created. It's manufactured why. You've forgotten the one important part of recruitment, which is the service element of it. You know, the honesty part of it, the trust part of it. We've lost all these simplistic concepts because they're not complicated. We only have to be honest, and we will all improve the industry overnight. Why is this all missing? I'm going to do this. I'm going to set out and be that person because I believe in it. And that's the type of person I am. I like being upfront. I like being honest. But I believe that's what we need in recruitment. Yes, it's going to upset some people, but equally, that honesty and that trust will come back and people will understand why. And for the last 3 years, all I've focused on and everything I've been doing is the why. The honesty, the trust. And by doing that, I've done videos, by adding value, by showing my face out there of who I am. I'm not hiding from people, not ghosting people, not telling people, a half-baked, not true story so that I can make money from it. So the thing you've got to focus on the most is always focus on your why. Quickly at the beginning, when you're a lone wolf, you start realizing something. And I never thought that it would be so hard to kind of prove yourself in this marketplace. I find half the time trying to pick up business. Who are you? Why you come to my door? What are you here for? It's kind of how you faced closing doors at the beginning. It didn't matter if you dealt with that client before. They don't care. They didn't really give a shit that you helped them. But what you have to realize is you're following a herd. You're looking around and you're thinking, whoa, I'm doing what everyone else is doing. I thought I was bringing value. I thought setting up my business, everyone will come to me and boom, off I go. But I'm doing what everyone else is doing. I'm copying everyone else. I'm replicating what I used to do in the past. And what I didn't do, or what I had to learn really quickly, is that I can take all those things I learned in the past and what I did in the past, but in order to bring them into the future, into my business, into what I want to do, I had to pick the things that worked, drop the stuff that didn't work, and then work on new ideas and new concepts. Do one thing different than everyone else. Try to be a bit more kind of creative, a bit more modern thinking. And I think some things especially in the recruitment industry, you can't drop, you've got to keep doing. You've got to make sure that those things are there because they work. But then there's other things that don't work. I think being different, extremely important now, more than any. You can't blend into the background and be grey anymore. I think you've got to state to the world what your intentions are and why you're doing that. I think that's really, really important. But also when you do that, you can't be, like I said, some of the companies I've worked for in the past, you can't be manufacturing that. It can't be this fake, it can't be the X factor of your industry. You've got to believe that as well. You've got to make sure that you follow those things that you believe in and demonstrate it to the world. We've manufactured things too much. It's so much of a process, and it's not enough of a people business anymore. I think this is what I'm still learning. The ongoing learn for me right this moment in time. Things take time. I thought I'd be further ahead than I thought I would be right now. I realised that the goals and aspirations you have never go away. Still keep them, but you just got to understand that you've got to dig deeper for them. You've got to keep moving them forward. And some of the goals and aspirations I've had this year have slid off, but they've not stopped. They're moving into next year. And if they don't happen next year, they're going to move into the year after that. I'm never going to let them go. I feel like Rick Astley all of a sudden. And that's the important thing. I just want to get that out there, that you will set off on this path to go and do something. It doesn't happen straight away. Don't get frustrated. It's just, you've got to adjust the time. You didn't understand how long it could take. And when you achieve that and you hit that task, don't let that be the end. Don't let that be the cliff face of what your business is. Have more aspirations, have more ideas and thoughts into the future. But the first one is always the hardest one, because it's the most aspirational of your business, of you. It's the hardest one. So yeah, that goal is hopefully in sight next year for me. So those are the learns I've had in the last 3 years. And I hope one day I can look back on this video and say, hey, that's where it was. That's where it all started. It's getting going. It's been 3 years of real slog, real fight to get things moving forward. And it's been the best 3 years of my life. It's been the hardest 3 years of my life. But that's where I'm at.